So, Doug, one thing that I'm seeing in market and where this could apply is organizations' data strategy.
Yes.
So the understanding by a lot of executives that there needs to be really clean data for artificial intelligence to work well. But then there's also this reluctance to get started on the AI front. So when you talk about boiling the ocean, can you help us understand how does an organization approach that dilemma?
Yeah, so when we talk about boiling the ocean, especially when we're talking about data, we're talking about people looking at it and saying, okay, for us to get this right, we need to get our data right. And to my mind, most people that say that don't really understand what they're talking about. Right? So in AI, to get your data right, what you're trying to do, and so I'm getting a little bit technical here, but you're trying to give a really smart thing the exact information or the scope of information or data that you need, that it needs to answer the question you're giving it to do a good job. I'll give you an example, and I'm doing it from a human perspective. If I said to you, Jimmy, I want you to answer this question, and you're the expert, or you're the smartest thing, you're the LLM, you're the smartest thing in the room that's going to do this, and I give you 100 documents, knowing that probably only 5 of them are relevant to the conversation, all that's going to do is slow you down and confuse you. Because if you don't have an understanding of where those 5 are, you're going to spend the next few weeks looking at all the documents, understanding what all the documents are trying to say, and then go, hey, my question's this. Actually, these 3 or 4 or 5 documents are the ones that are important. AI does exactly the same. And there's this real confusion around how the LLM was trained, because everybody seems to know that the LLM was trained on the internet, every single piece. And that was true. But what that's about is trying to get the relative probabilities of all that information so that the network that's created, the probabilistic network or the engine that's there that's smart, understands that these are all the options and these are probably the right ones. And you need to give it that volume to do it. But that's how your brain was created as well.
Yeah.
Right? You saw everything that was going on as a kid, and you gradually started to learn how to talk and speak and understand people's facial expressions, and that dog's dangerous and that one's not. All that stuff is probabilistically generated, and you learn that over time. But then once you're starting to use that learned brain, which is the other side, which is what we mostly do, most of us out there aren't training LLMs, we're using them, is you want to give them just the 5 documents. Because if I give you the 5 documents and say, hey, these are the important ones, you reduce your scope, the time it's going to take you, your lack of getting confused, you're not going to get confused. You're going to use that really intelligent brain to look at what's important and get a good answer.